Okay, let's start with something subtle. Think about the last time a movie scene looked powerful, but didn't land. The picture was there, the dialogue was clear, but the moment didn't hit your body the way it should. That's the gap you notice before the Sub Mini ever enters the room. This isn't for someone chasing wall-shaking bass. This is for the kind of person who understands balance. You care about realism. You want sound that feels grounded, controlled, and intentional, not bloated or intrusive. You can tell when low end is missing, even if everything else sounds fine. If this has crossed your mind at all, it's worth checking the current price and availability now. Add-on upgrades like this tend to disappear right when people realize how much they actually change everything. The upgrade moment usually happens quietly. You're watching a familiar show or listening to a track you love, and you realize the experience feels lightweight. Not bad, just incomplete. The highs and mids are doing their job, but nothing is anchoring the sound. You've outgrown thin audio, even if you didn't plan to admit it yet. Once you add the Sub Mini, that emptiness disappears. Sound suddenly has weight. Music feels rooted instead of floating. Movies gain depth without turning aggressive. You don't notice more bass, you notice that everything finally feels connected. You feel it during evening TV when voices sound fuller without touching the volume. You feel it in music when bass lines have shape instead of blur. You feel it during action scenes when impact feels controlled and satisfying, not chaotic. The room feels more complete. This isn't about dominance. It's about cohesion. Once you experience bass that knows its place, systems without it start to feel unfinished, like a sentence without punctuation. And don't assume waiting won't cost you anything. Stock shifts. Pricing changes. And the moment you finally decide your setup deserves better is often when availability tightens. If you're worried it might overwhelm your space, that concern fades almost immediately. Instead of taking over, it blends in. The low end supports the soundstage instead of announcing itself. Here's the unexpected benefit. You stop thinking about bass altogether. When it's done right, it disappears, and that's exactly the point. There's a quiet satisfaction in owning something this purposeful. You don't show it off. You just enjoy knowing your system finally sounds whole. Bass feels tight and controlled, sound gains depth and weight, music feels more grounded, movies feel more immersive, the room feels balanced. It's a focused upgrade, not a replacement. Placement matters for best integration. Eventually, the comparison loop breaks. You stop looking for louder or bigger and start choosing what actually completes your setup. Don't let this be one of those upgrades you keep meaning to add. If you want sound that finally feels finished, not exaggerated, not thin, this is the move you make and appreciate every single day.